So who are you? What's your name?
I have two names.
Okay.
My name is Arlo,
Okay.
and that's my male name, and my female name is Teresa.
Okay. Cool. Where did you grow up?
I grew up here downtown in San Jose, Costa Rica.
Okay. What was your family like growing up? Did you have a mother and a father and siblings, or?
Yeah, I do have a. Yeah, we were.
Yeah.
English is
Yeah.
perfect. We were like a regular family back in the 80s. I grew up, and happens that here rules Catholicism and machismo.
Yeah.
So I was raised like under those like perspectives of life, which is very common in Latin America, and now I think it has been changing that, but not much. It's like
That's what some people have been
it's
saying.
our
They've been
gap.
talking
I guess
to.
it's our gap here in Latin America.
Well, it's very religious here. It's Central America. Um, what did you go to public school?
No, I went to a private school. Well, I was forced to go to a private school
Me
because
too.
a brother of mine got sick of leukemia, and we were like all like kids, and my dad and my mom they were taking care of my brother, so we were sent to a private school instead of a public one because
Okay.
schedules and stuff were like more.
Yeah. And you lived there at the school?
No, we didn't live at the school, but I was raised with an auntie.
Okay.
My
Cool.
auntie.
Did you enjoy the private school? Was the education good?
No, that moment was back in the 80s again and again. Okay, I didn't understood what was the deal with me because I was different, and I was never. Nobody never explained to me what was the thing about being trans. So I was just always like so into the girly stuff instead of the guy stuff, and so I was very bold at that moment for the other kids, even though they didn't understood, but they were raised under those perspectives of life. Then again, Catholicism and machismo, so they were very rude and annoying.
Was it a Catholic private school?
No, it wasn't a Catholic private school. Well, I was in a private Catholic school, but in high school,
Okay.
not in primary.
Okay. Did you see any issues with the way that these schools are run? Like, was
Yeah,
it
definitely.
too fucking black
I'm
and
an
white?
addict. I'm a crack addict,
Yeah.
and the first approach I had towards drugs was a program that was designed by the government, and instead of educating and it was more like just don't. You know, and when you tell to a kid don't, it's like
So why not? I want to do
why not?
that.
I want to do it exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the way we think as kids most of the time. You know, there's curiosity and everything that is prohibited. So it's the way it is. It's the way it is.
So, what job did you have in your life? How did you end up homeless?
Okay. I was always how do you say it? Like trapped by the artsy stuff.
Yeah.
And but at the end I started like architecture. I didn't finish the school, the college, but I got all that information and back like when I was on my early 30s,
How old are you?
42 this year, and I um, I guess you're gonna like edit this because I can. Okay, great. I end up well. I was working on call centers most of the time because it's the only way you can have like a regular job, dressing the way you dress and have like different schedules is a little bit out of the norm.
Yeah.
Regular jobs can consider
Late nights till you get done.
Yeah, exactly. So call centers but on my early 30s I come across a group of artists coming from Europe. They belong to the international social movement and they mentor me. And it was a big hit for me in life because I really reached like stars doing what I love to do. Um, I won, for example, just to tell you, our with Costa Rica back in 2014. Um, I showed my art on an international exhibition representing Costa Rica with them back in 2016. And I don't know if I can say names or brands on this. It's fine. But yeah, they were like my the jump to get somewhere else. But art, it's something like deep. And even though that was my kind of job, because I used to assist the director of that ONG, and I end up doing an investigation of myself from the subconscious, because it's surrealism, and the the female inside me start popping up on everything, in every piece I was doing, from collage, art object, installations, whatever I was doing. And then when I realized I wasn't just a regular gay guy, because I was never really attracted to gay guys. And so I didn't understand during all my life what was the thing with it. And then I realized I was trans. It was through art. And that changed my life. If you transition when you're 11, 12, 14, you're a teenager, it's easier to get used to it, to go along with the transition. But if you're almost in your 40s, it's like, dude, you've already lived the half of your life. And for me, it hasn't been like, I don't know, good to realize this at this point. Um, Realize that the way you were raised, even though your parents were doing it like on purpose or thinking, okay, I'm doing this wrong. But no, they were like, just doing it the way they thought it was the best. But it's what happened here in this part of the world related those topics, particularly. We just got rights a couple of years ago, maybe 3 or 4 years ago. Um, so before then, we were just like nobody, basically. And I look this way, like in my male. Now I would say like I'm like kind of gender fluid because it's easier for me. If I feel like my female energy, I will just go ahead and then, like do whatever I have to do and feeling okay with myself. And being a crack addict industry, it's homeless. It's easier. Then again, machism. I would get whatever I want in an easier way, looking like this, and instead of looking like a trans girl. Um, Homeless or not homeless, even if you're successful, here you'll be tagged as a whore. There's no other option for you here. If you're a whore and if you look like one, that's fine with everybody. But if you look like a professional woman, like doing something or managing something, and there are guys below you, they will do whatever they have to do to screw you. It's so difficult. I mean, like, and destroying, I would say, because you just. I mean, at this point of my life, I already did things that most of the people probably they would never be able to do. Like I already told you guys, I already reached stars on an arts on my professional field art. When I decided to start transitioning, I thought, well, okay, what is it? Because I used to be called Ronald, and what is it that thing that Ronald would like to do as a guy before starting this big campaign? I don't know how to say it. And when I was a kid, I loved um, geography books, the encyclopedias and stuff like that. That was our internet at that moment. And then I realized, okay, to take a look at the world. I want to experience the world. I mean, like, I can't leave this world without taking a look of it. And then I asked my family to help me with part of a portion of whatever was um, designated to me as a parent. get when your parents are gone or they passed
Oh,
and
yeah.
Yeah.
you get money. Okay.
Yeah.
So I get part of that, and I travel as a guy alone, solo traveler, and
To what countries?
I went to India, Russia,
Nice.
Turkey,
Cool.
Germany, Mexico. Yeah, it was quite of a trip.
Cool.
Yeah,
Cool.
and I
Was that over a year or several years?
over a year. Yeah,
Cool.
that was back in between 2018 and 19.
Okay.
Yeah, and actually, yeah, I have a nice picture. Well, that was the last picture I took of myself, a selfie, and I thought, okay, that would be the last picture of me feeling as a guy.
Yeah.
And since then, I know I look this way, but nobody could tell who am I inside.
Yeah.
Because I don't change my voice, I don't change my body mostly. Right?
Yeah.
I used to take hormones, but at the end I said, I'm already dying because of crack.
Yeah.
Why would I die like double taking hormones? Because at this point of my level, what it's going to do is to increase the risk of dying. So crack is something that it's really hard for me to live. Hormones is easier to live in. I'm okay with my body. I mean, like, I don't have a problem with my body. It's just the way you look or the way you express yourself towards the world.
Okay, so what year did you become homeless?
Okay, I started doing crack like 10, 12 years ago. On that period, I got clean like 4 years, like a year. And whenever you do crack, you'll be like homeless on an instant. Like 3 months later, you'll be like running out of everything. Like you won't have family, you won't have a place to live, you won't have not even a job.
Yeah.
Because it's pretty addictive.
Yeah, totally. So at the beginning of this month, March 5th, the U.S. Embassy upward because there's 4 levels of whether or not a U.S. citizen should visit a country based on the danger, and they put it to the highest one for U.S. citizens on March 5th of this year, which is the same level as like Somalia and like places where they say if you go there, you should write your will before you go to the country because they're probably going to get robbed and murdered and
Here,
and Costa Rica now shares that same
Nice.
as Somalia. So do you feel Costa Rica is dangerous for travelers or people being on the street at night? Do you see the cartels coming here robbing citizens and stealing them and are they gonna take us in the middle of the night and call our parents and be like, we have your kid, send us $1 million or we're gonna shoot him in the head?
I mean, like, everything is possible in life.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell because, I mean, like, even though I'm in the streets most of the time at night,
Yeah.
nothing happened. I mean, like, this is a pretty, like, soft city. I mean, like, I've been in Muslim countries
Yeah.
at 4 a.m. in the morning, and then you realize something's going on. Here, you walk at 4 a.m. in the morning, 3 a.m. in the morning, and nothing happens. I mean, like, there's kids, like, drinking in at the bars. I guess you already took a look at here.
Yeah, I walked around by myself.
Even though everybody's, like, drunk, and I don't think, like, cartels are interested in doing that shit here, because there's no, like, I mean, like, at least not in San Jose, I guess, because there's no, like, really wealthy people here at that level to call your family and ask for $1 million.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, like, that people, it's like somewhere in a very fancy condo, deep in the woods, I guess. Not here.
Yeah. It's like
I mean, like, for me, it's safe.
I lived in West Oakland, California for 7 years, and they always said how dangerous it was in the streets and stuff, and like we'd walk around in the middle of the night with gangbangers and people around like doing gang stuff and like selling crack and stuff like that, but they're not interested in robbing me. They go into the rich areas to rob people's houses. You know what I mean?
Guess.
Like, why would you, why, like, if you're gonna rob me, you're not gonna get anything, and you're just probably not very actually good at robbing people.
No. Here, here downtown, there is lots of police officers like
Yeah,
24/7
for sure.
everywhere, and they know because we're a pretty small city
Yeah.
and we're just a few million.
350,000 people in San
Yeah,
Jose?
exactly. In their country.
Yeah. I mean, in San Jose itself. I
In
think
San
the
Jose,
population
we're
is 300
probably
something
no,
now.
no, no, less than that.
Oh,
Way
really?
less than that. Yeah.
Alright.
Um, it's okay. The thing with that topic in Latin America, it's like they're all over, and they do their business, and that's Latin America's business. What can we do?
Yeah.
If someone, I don't know, like I wouldn't say they're interested on people like us or like you guys being tourists, like doing I don't know,
Yeah.
social project. I mean, like no, I will say no. And we as homeless people, like we would prefer to ask you for a coin instead of like, or get a cigarette or get something,
Or sell us a cigarette.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I bought a cigarette last night from a homeless person. And I didn't give money to the homeless people who asked me for money for crack, but somebody's selling a cigarette. I was like, I do need a cigarette right now. Here's $1. Like, okay, so what do you think the government could do to help people in your situation?
Okay, at this point, I don't know if they will be able to help people like us.
Yeah. Maybe like
They
maybe
could,
a social.
they could come up with projects to
Yeah.
educate,
Yeah.
and starting with kids,
Yeah.
not when they're 15,
Yeah.
when they're 4 or 5, because
Yeah.
we're thinking people
Yeah.
since we're 4 or 5. So then is when you have to educate, not to wait until curiosity send you to do stuff you shouldn't do because you were not properly educated. So really cool projects. But, I don't know, like I see governments like we're so in diapers regarding these topics.
Yeah.
So I don't know why they don't ask for help to countries that are really developed
Yeah.
on those topics to come up with really nice projects.
Yeah.
That's what I say the government could do. And if there's people already in risk, because for example, I'm gonna talk about me. I'm in risk. Why? Because I'm sick. I'm an addict, and even though if we have like programs and institutions taking care of addiction, for example, that's my thing. I would go. I would be assisted. I would get medication. I could be sent to rehab,
Yeah.
but after that, there's nothing.
You just go back to the streets.
Exactly, it's like, and for example, I have tools. I do speak English, more or less, so I can find a job.
much
Yeah, I can find a job. But most of the people they won't be able to get a job to really get out of drugs after that
Yeah.
step.
Yeah. So a good rehab that would focus on your skills, and while you're in rehab, they could try to find you a job.
Yeah, because exactly rehab. I mean, like rehab is just like the beginning of the
Yep.
of the change.
Yeah.
And
It
but
seems
the
like you
real
already-
change,
you already
real
know
change
your
happens
issues.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. If you know your issues,
Yeah.
rehab is just like the first step,
Yeah.
and it's so easy and it's so quick. It happens so fast. The hard part is to start alive again.
Yeah.
And it's not impossible. I read this. I did it for 4 years, and those 4 years, I did way more stuff and nice stuff and light stuff. It, um,
It's okay.
yeah, I did way more stuff. I don't know how to say it. Than what I used to do,
Yeah.
even though I wasn't doing drugs.
Yeah.
Why? Because drugs is just suffering.
Yeah.
And suffer is the the sparkle to
Yeah.
pop up with conscious about what is not to suffer. So when you stop suffering,
Damn, do you study Buddhism?
no.
Sounds like you do.
Well, I guess that's experience in life. I guess that's what happens when you really live. Because people think, okay, that's a dead or walking dead like a crack addict. But dude, what happens if a rock from the universe hit the Earth and we're all screwed?
Yeah.
Guess who's the one that is gonna survive?
Yeah.
We.
Yeah.
Because we're the only ones adapted to eat whatever, to sleep whatever, and we have that skills to get adapted to whatever. So don't subestimate us. That's what I would say. Don't subestimate us, because that's what happened.
Yeah,
We're so
how many-
subestimated.
how
The
many-
stigma is so big.
Yeah, because nobody ever talks to you guys.
No. I mean, like, I this is so refreshing. I'm talking,
Yeah.
Nobody talks to us. And we talk among us, but it's always about the same topic. How much do you have? Do you have something?
Yeah.
Can you share that? And it's always about it. It's hard to find another crack addict to talk about other stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Why, seeing all you've seen in the world, being in your situation, why should people fucking care
About what?
about you, about your life, about making the world better for everybody? Why should people care? Why should people stop doing what they're doing, the grind, and like be interested in these issues?
Well, I don't have kids, and I don't think I'm gonna have kids. But you don't know. Well, being someone that it's parent or have the responsibility of having another human being, you don't know what is gonna happen with that person. So you have to have the skills and knowledge to then again to send them to live life instead of to have a bad experience of the process of dying before it should happen.
Okay. Well,
That's what they would get.
Yeah.
I mean, like, if there's people, for example, driving their cars, and there's like people just asking for a coin with a candy, and they just close the window.
Yeah.
They don't even smile, or they don't even say, I don't have, or I don't want. They could say, I don't want to help you. That's fine. We would understand, because we're not stupid, we're humans, we understand you don't want. But they just close the window.
Yeah.
Sometimes I ask for water. I'm dry. And I'm dry. I ask for water and they say no.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck, dude.
Yeah.
Are you really like saying no to give water to someone?
Yeah.
Don't you have kids?
Yeah.
That's not my thought. Don't you have kids? And whenever someone helped me with whatever, with the coin, with food, okay, I hope if you have kids, they will never have to pass through this.
Yeah.
That's my desire to these people.
Okay. Well, thank you. That's all the questions we have.
You're very welcome.
Yeah.
It was very interesting. In the sidewalk, when you asked me, when I asked you for a lighter, I was deeply desperate to smoke. I was on my way to get more money, to get another coin, to go home and ask for money, because my family, it's so codependent, yeah, and they still help me a little bit. So I was on my way to just do something to use. And when you come up with this, with a smile on your face, it wasn't hard for me to decide to do another thing, to do something important, because this is important. I mean, like, important things don't comes out of a big building sometimes, or are not supported for millions of dollars. Important things come from heart.
Yeah.
And from conscience. Cool.